On today's installation video, we'll be showing you how to install a RaceChip on the Porsche V8 4.8 Turbo. Before installing the RaceChip, please wait until your engine is cool enough to work on. Put your parking brake or emergency brake on. If your vehicle is equipped with an alarm system, please disable it. Pop the hood, roll up the windows, close the doors, and press the lock button on your key fob and move that key fob 30 feet away. You're going to wait about 10 minutes after for all the electricity to clear from underneath the hood. So for this installation, to reveal our A connection, we're going to take off this little plastic cover with two rubber grommets on either side. That will give us access to our A connection, go into our boost pressure sensor, and our B connection will go to our manifold pressure sensor right here. First step to install the RaceChip is to remove the OEM sensor plug to our boost pressure sensor. To do so, we're going to press down on the black locking tab on the back of the sensor and gently pull away. Then we'll take the male end of the supplied RaceChip wiring harness and plug our sensor plug directly into the OEM sensor. Push it onto it locks. Then we'll take our female end of the RaceChip supplied wiring harness and put it onto the OEM sensor plug. Now you'll notice there'll be one side with a 45-degree angle cut and one side with a post. The side with the cut will go onto the locking tab. So you can see we'll push it on and click it in until it locks. Next we're going to do the B connection to our manifold pressure sensor right here. Same as the A connection sensor plug, we're going to push down the locking tab and pull back on the sensor plug. Then we're going to connect our female end. Just like the A, one side will have the 45-degree cut, the other side will have the peg. We want to put the 45-degree angle cut to the locking tab side. Press it until it locks. Then we'll take the RaceChip male end and plug that directly into our OEM sensor that we just removed the plug from. Now we're going to actually mount the 4 mounting tabs that were supplied with the RaceChip box. The really nice thing about our 4 mounting tabs is it allows you to use the supplied zip ties to either mount horizontally or vertically. And if you ever need to remove the RaceChip for any reason, instead of having to cut the zip ties, instead you can press on the 4 corners to release the mounting tabs and leave the mounting tabs in place but remove the RaceChip. Next up on the installation is to remove our deactivation plug. Now you're going to want to hang on to the deactivation plug. Don't throw this away. We suggest throwing it in your glove box or your center console. If you ever need to revert the car back to stock for any reason, you can remove the RaceChip and put the deactivation plug back in place. So to remove the deactivation plug, we're going to pull on our FCI plug until it releases the deactivation plug. And then we're directly going to insert the RaceChip right into that same slot and lock it in place with the FCI plug. Now the first time we install our unit, if you have the GTS, we want to make sure we get no LED lights on the screen, or if you have the RS or the S, you don't get the green LED to illuminate. The first time we install our unit, we don't want any power going to the device. Using the longer of the 2 supplied zip ties, we're going to mount our RaceChip. Now it's really important when we mount the RaceChip, we stay away from any hot or moving parts, and as well as any place that moisture can easily get to. So generally anywhere near a fuse box or near a headlight is a good spot, as it's not easy for moisture to get there. Now if we're going to zip tie any hard lines, fluid lines, or electrical lines like we are here, we want to make sure we don't zip tie too tight to kink off any of the flow of fluids or the electrical lines within the bundles themselves. Now with the RaceChip being mounted securely in place, our next job is to route and secure the wiring harness in place as well. Just like the RaceChip, we want to avoid any hot or moving parts, and if we're going to zip tie to any electrical or fluid lines, we don't want to go too tight. So again, staying away from the hot moving parts, you're going to zip tie the connections right here onto the existing fluid and liquid lines. Almost done now. One of the last things here to do is to cut the excess ends of the zip ties off to give everything a nice OEM look. And the last step here is to reinstall our little plastic cover. Start in the default setting of the RaceChip for the first time you test drive the car. If everything works great, you can then move the RaceChip to the next level up. Be aware that the car needs some time to adapt before releasing the full performance upgrade. Now, get out, drive, and enjoy your RaceChip.